Hello guys, welcome back to another installment of Professor Charles's Law. Shoo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Oh yeah. Welcome back to another installment of Professor Charles S. Live. Today we're going to talk about anime. One of my favorite anime out right now. And it's unfortunate that the show may be ending. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's ending, you know what I'm saying? It's not getting canceled. But we will not know that until March 30th when the final episode for Black Clover, one of the top Shoenn anime recent years, the announcement, because apparently there's going to be an announcement for Black Clover. But here are some of the things I want to talk to you about. What could possibly be happening with Black Clover? And just from my perspective of it, no one else's perspective, I think personally the show is doing extremely well. The show was still airing despite it having a hiatus when COVID came around. So, I think the show may be taking a break. I think we may not see the show until like later on this year, like maybe September, October. And that's a possibility because, like I said, the show had a small hiatus. It's not like My Hero Academia. It's not like Attack on Titan where we, waited for a year or 2 years, you know what I'm saying, especially for Attack on Titan. But I think that's what might be happening. It may have another hiatus coming, and that could be why the show is ending at season 4. I don't think it's completely done. It doesn't say final season. You know what I'm saying? It's not like an Attack on Titan where you like, final season, this is it. That's it, baby. And that's really what it boils down to. It doesn't say final season. So I don't think it's the final season. I just think they may be taking a hiatus. That's my number one prediction. Number two, I honestly think this could really help the show. Don't get me wrong. I think Black Clover is going to go under a new name change for the show. And we've seen that with anime. We've seen that with Tokyo Ghoul. We saw that with Naruto. Remember Naruto Shippuden and also Tokyo Ghoul the last season. And that's totally okay. I understand because it's a different arc, different story. And maybe they're like, yeah, you know what? We're going to give it a whole new name. And also these filler arcs. And I think, don't get me wrong, Black Clover has some pretty interesting filler arcs. I'm not saying all of them were the most interesting. Some of the filler arcs really worked. Like the training arc worked. The other arc dealing with the elves worked. And there's one other arc too. You know what I'm saying? So they have filler arcs within the episodes of the seasons. And I think personally, maybe they're trying to focus on the main story of the actual manga. So I think that's a great idea. I mean, personally, I don't honestly want Black Clover to become Naruto 2.0, where it's like, hey, I got a filler arc. Hey, main arc. Hey, filler arc. Main arc. Filler arc. I don't want it to be that way. And it's starting to become maybe like a repetitive thing. And maybe they're looking at it like, our ratings are good, but I don't think people are really gravitating towards the filler arcs. And like I said, filler arcs are a hit or miss thing because they're not the main story. So that could be possibly what's going on. They may be like, hey, look, we don't want to do no more filler arcs. I mean, even the sword training arc was interesting, but I felt like we could have went a bit without it. Honestly, when I watched it, it was cool. Don't get me wrong, but it was like, I could have went without it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh man, I need it. It's like, oh, okay, we learned some new things. We learned a little bit about Asha being an arcane sage. We learned about him having an unusual gift and him able to ride, learn about riding his sword and stuff. Cool, terrific. And learned about also the Heart Kingdom, which was really interesting because we learned about people that trained Asta and some of the other Clover Kingdom, members. And I was like, okay, cool. But I think maybe the main story is what they're trying to focus on. So that could be a possibility for it, honestly. And I think that could work because sometimes the filler arcs are too distracting from the main story, and they don't necessarily connect to the main story sometimes. But with Black Clover, one of the filler arcs does. The other, well, two of them. Some of them don't quite match up to connecting to the main story, like, hey, point A, point B, type of thing. The other thing with Black Clover, it also may take another year for it to return. You know what I'm saying? They may give it a whole new name. It's still happening. And the thing is, it may take a year for them to like get into the next season, like season 5. So I really hope that the show stays around because, like I said, it's one of my favorite Magic Shohan anime. And I think personally, I just don't want it to follow the same route or formula as Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, where they just, hey, give me a filler arc. Hey, give me a main story. So I'm like, if that's what they're trying to do, terrific. 2, where they're not trying to piece a filler arc in it. But hopefully the show does return. I'm absolutely kind of like on the edge of my seat. Like, do I really want to know the news? You know what I'm saying? When it comes, excuse me, when the final episode comes out March 30th, I just think they're trying to focus a little bit more on the actual show and probably the direction it's going in. Because like I said, in the manga, they're pretty far ahead. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just time for maybe a new name change, or maybe they're trying to, you know, get the episodes together. And like I said, with them not having a nice hiatus like some of the anime did, that takes time. Anime production takes time. Voice acting, getting those people together, well, you can't get them together, but probably sending voice clips, you know, and trying to get, you know, their voice clips together for the season in the show. That takes time due to this whole pandemic. But guys, you tell me in the comments, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What are your thoughts on Black Clover? Do you think it's returning? I think it's returning. I just personally think that they're putting some more effort and time into doing things. It may take a brief hiatus. Hopefully it's not a 2, 3, 4 year hiatus for a show. Hopefully, you know, if it comes back for season 5, that it continues on. But I am interested to hear the news when it comes out March 30th, the final episode for season 4. And like I said, until next time, guys, have a great day. I'm out.